Hey, Snow.
Hey, MJ.
All right. We figured out the phone thing this time. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Last
Back
time
in business.
that was bad. Yeah. And we had to come off summer break, because it's been like Christmas in August.
Oh yeah, they gotta change the thing from Christmas in July to Christmas in August. They're a month. They're a month short.
Yeah. So first thing, um, how is it dry where you are when the rest of the town is flooded?
I don't know. I mean, it's weird. It works like that out here, I guess. I mean, yeah, it's completely dry. As I looked at my planter out front, and it's like still, I can see the dirt dry as hell from the other day. I went ahead and pulled like all the weeds out of it when it was, nice and wet. It's easier to pull weeds. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. At my house, there's trampolines being blown over houses, brick walls being blown down.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to a couple of coworkers, and they're like, yeah, they're showing how like somebody's gazebo blew out of their yard and blew on top of somebody else's house. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god! I mean, I guess I shouldn't laugh. That's not really funny. I guess there was like a haboob also that happened in a certain area of town, and so that picked stuff up, like threw people's air conditioning units off their house. Now that's sad because it's August in Arizona. You need AC, you know?
Yeah. I think the solution to the drought is in Arizona is I should just move away because it's rained every day since I've been away.
Right? It's you.
Yeah.
We have all those dry summers.
And let's put this out there on this podcast is why can't we collect the rainwater that's falling down to help ease the drought situation?
I know.
You
Like
know,
transport it to Lake Mead.
yeah, there's got to be some kind of scientific thing behind this. Rather than just let the rains, go into the ground and evaporate or whatever it happens, there's got to be a way to contain this water, filter it, because I sent you that report earlier that rainwater is no longer safe to drink
Right.
because of the plastic in it.
Which then I was thinking about it. I'm like, do you think some people might prefer the rainwater then? Because there's people who are like totally addicted to plastic water, like like water in water bottles. Like they freak out over tap water. They're like, tap water's so dangerous. I mean, I have a friend like that freaks out. She's like, I only drink bottled water, and I'm like, well, you haven't been paying attention to like any of the studies lately that talk about all the plastics in it?
Okay, but you sent me the thing that said that you don't drink bottled water from plastic. What do you drink for bottled water then?
No, I try to limit it. Like I will. So I do go refill like the big, and I should look into that more if those things, because there is like BPA free plastic or whatnot, but like the not bottles of water, but like the big jug things that you can go fill up
Yeah.
of just like filtered water.
Okay.
Because yeah, I don't really like the taste of tap water either. So I'm like, well, if there's a lot of plastic in rainwater, maybe some people would prefer the taste of that. I mean, I don't know. It was something I was thinking about. So I'm like, well, because I know people who they will only drink water in plastic bottles. Like they religiously buy it every week from the store. They buy like the huge glass of plastic water.
Personally, I've never thought about it. until I saw this report where there's plastic in rainwater now. But climate.
Yeah, and you just showed me that. So, like, I mean, honestly, I'd have to look into it more. I'd have to do more research. Great, add another thing to our list of shit we have to research because we can't have our elected officials do it for us.
But climate change isn't real, and there's plastic in rainwater because the environment the Earth goes through cycles where this stuff naturally occurs, but I don't think there's ever been plastic in rainwater before.
Right? Yeah. I mean, is it like, and what was remember when there was like a huge deal about like acid rain? I don't know much about that either, but I remember when that was like a huge thing.
Well, there's no getting through. Maybe there's, I mean,
think of it, and then like if the plastics in water are really bad, think about how much we already have in our systems. Then, like, there's plastics all over in the ocean.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean.
So how do you even escape it? I don't know.
I don't know. We're fucked. I mean,
yeah, I think we're fucked.
I mean, there's no crying in baseball, and I guess there's no crying in climate change. But speaking of no crying in baseball, if you listen to the last episode, I'm stuck in Indiana for the next week or so, and about 6 miles down the road, there's a stadium in Huntingburg, Indiana, where they filmed most of the scenes from A League of Their Own. And that famous scene where Tom Hanks, yells at the girls like, there's no crying in baseball. I stood in that dugout, and I went out and I stood in the exact place. I'm like, wow, this is where Tom Hanks stood. And I went on Sunday morning, and I don't know if you can actually do this or not, or if they just left the gate open by mistake. But I went there on Sunday morning, and I was able to walk around the stadium. I walked through the infield, into the dugouts, to the outfield, stood on the pitcher's mound, stood at home plate, and I walked all the way around, walked into the stands, and I'm going, I can't believe nobody is here yelling at me that I'm walking around this place. But apparently you can do it.
Was anybody there?
No, I was the only person there. Well, there was
nobody there to yell at you.
There was a couple people there that were ahead of me that were also tourists, and after they left, I walked in. But there was gates, there's a fence all around the area, but the gate was open, and I was like, hey, let me just walk in until somebody yells at me. Nobody did, and I was just like, oh, this is pretty damn cool.
So here's a fun fact about A League of Their Own. In Bisbee, Arizona, if you go to the cemetery there, the lady that was played by Rosie O'Donnell, she is buried in Bisbee.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow. Huh.
Now you do.
Well, now we're connecting all this stuff. But it's been a good week, and we haven't done a podcast in about 3 weeks. So to catch up, let's start here. First off, the $49.3 million question. Alex Jones. What the fuck was he thinking?
He's a moron. We've all had been subject to listening to him. I mean, I didn't regularly listen to him, but having to see clips of him, he's a moron. It's like, no wonder why he's such good friends with Trump. I mean, they're both fucking idiots.
Okay, and his lawyers accidentally released his cell phone records to the prosecutors.
All I have to say sheltered those families, he deserves it. He deserves to have to pay out that much.
Yeah.
It's like, you sat there and told people that they were crisis actors, and their kids were mowed down in school. So, with a war weapon. I mean, shredded to bits.
And not to make light of Sandy Hook or anything like that. And we do kind of laugh at Alex Jones for being an idiot and his defense team being idiots.
I'm glad it happened, because you know what? Long time coming. Those families deserve that, the money. You know, they deserve for Alex Jones's ass to have to pay them.
Yeah, and I don't think Alex Jones really would have the $49.3 million to actually pay these families out.
Start selling those Rolexes. Didn't they say, like, he owns, like, 10 fucking Rolexes? And, like, why do you even need 10?
Well, it doesn't even show, like, I don't know, vitamins or supplements, dietary supplements on his InfoWars.
He better start selling those tape wipes. Remember?
Yeah.
The John Oliver episode?
Yeah. God, dude, fucking Alex Jones, dude, what an idiot. And, you know, who knows? He gets what he deserves. But do you think there's any correlation between that and then they find out his text messages got leaked, and then all of a sudden the FBI raids Mar-a-Lago?
I know, like, I just think the timing is kind of weird. I mean, nobody else is mentioning this, so this is kind of like, you know, when I was thinking that, I'm like, it just seems weird how that news came out, and then right after that, now Trump's finally being investigated. But I guess with the Trump thing, like, it probably does have nothing to do with Alex Jones's text being released, because I guess they asked him a while back to cooperate, and he blew him off. That's why this happened to him. That's why they went and got the warrant. He fucking blew them off. I'm starting to think, doesn't he, maybe he really is broke as fuck. Can't he hire better lawyers, ones that will tell him, shut the fuck up?
You would think.
He didn't even have to tell. Nobody, the world would not know that he got raided if he didn't fucking say it. If he's not the one that put it out on Truth Social. It's his fault that everyone knows about this. They were keeping it on the down low. Like, and you know how they try to lie and say that the FBI showed up in windbreakers? That's not true. It was a small crew that showed up in suits. They wanted to keep it private. They wanted to respect his privacy. He fucking chose not to.
Didn't they show up in, like, T-shirts and, like, khaki shorts?
I heard they showed up in, like, suits, but they did not. They were not wearing their windbreakers. Those typical, like.
The
and
FBI.
Why would they be? It's fucking August in Florida. Nobody would wear a fucking windbreaker that time of year.
I mean, it's mind-blowing. I mean, okay, you take the Alex Jones case and you take Donald Trump. Who has the worst lawyers in the world?
No shit. You would think that rich people could afford fucking good lawyers. Well,
unless that the lawyers are so good that they would not take the case.
So maybe did all the good defense lawyers die with Johnny Cochran? I mean, what the fuck? Doesn't seem like they're doing a great job anymore. I mean, didn't he also have Rudy Giuliani as his lawyer?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, look at that mess.
Yeah, I mean that's a mess there. Who would claim that one? But
right.
Okay, so Eric Holder comes out today because he's, leads Department of Justice. And he comes out today because of all the backlash of the Trump supporters saying, "Oh well, it's all the FBI is corrupt and it's the deep state. They just want to go after Trump and whatever." So Eric Holder says, "Okay, I want to release what we know about the investigation, why we gave the search warrant, and what we confiscated." Now Trump is going, "Nope, I want to block that." Or his defense team is like, "No, I want to block that information from getting out." Well, if the FBI planted evidence, wouldn't you want that information to get out? Like, yeah, the FBI planted this. I had no idea this was here.
Right.
Why would you block that information from coming out?
Well, I mean, I think he's just saying shit like that because he knows that his supporters are that fucking stupid. And he knows that no matter what he says, they're going to believe it. They're going to believe whatever he says.
Right, because
they're in a cult. I mean, and well, now he's sitting there. Yeah, I mean, ever since I heard he's like, shit, I forget what happened, like with his reply about them trying to release the stuff. You know, trying to get the new subpoena now to release what's in there.
Yeah.
Like he blew a gasket then, and it's like, then release it yourself. Really, you already have the power to release it. If you want it, if you're trying to clear your name, then and all these people are wrong, then yeah, why wouldn't you?
Well, what I'm hearing tonight is part of it. What the FBI went in was and secured these classified documents. That some of them had to do with nuclear weapons and classified information about nuclear weapons. And he might have been either sharing it with or selling it to Saudi Arabia, Russia, or North Korea.
Yeah, like I did hear that there could be like serious shit like that. That's a threat to our national security. Again, I don't even think that which they're not going to be able to release that information. Then they're gonna have to say, we can't.
Yeah.
They won't be able to release that part of it.
Yeah, it's classified.
That's a threat to national security.
Yeah, that's why it's classified.
Let's pretend for a second that that they could release that. Do you think that the fucking Trump chuffers are going to care? They're not even going to care if he gave the nuke codes to somebody.
No.
They will not give a
Right.
fuck.
Exactly. Because they would be like, I'd rather have him give it to North Korea than the Democrats.
Then let Biden get his hands on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, because...
It's like, how fucking dumb are you?
No,
every president gets to know that. Because
the Democrats are a bigger threat to the Republicans than North Korea. To be honest.
I know I have never in my life until now realized how powerful brainwashing is on some people. I have never been able to fathom this before. I always kind of laughed it off, like brainwashing, I even kind of like laughed off cults, even though, I was always just like, God, these people are just so fucking stupid, like, why would you do that? Why would you kill yourself because this guy told you, to put on some Nikes and dress in a sweatsuit and kill, and everyone's going to kill themselves or whatnot? What does that feel?
But let me make this point. Flip the script, okay? And even if you're a Republican, and if there's any Republicans that are listening to this podcast, which there probably are not,
right.
Flip the script. The exact same circumstance of say Obama or Hillary took classified documents from the White House to their personal residence,
I know the answer
would
to this. I know what they would do. They would be like, they would skip all the lock them up. It would be like, hang them. They love hanging people. They'd be getting their gallows back out.
treason.
Like, hang Hillary or hang Obama or hang whatever, you know?
Yeah, it would be treason. Okay?
Right.
So treat it exactly the same way as you would. Like with Hillary's emails, and we talked about this was long before the podcast. We were just like, oh shit. Well, hopefully, maybe they'll find something, and then Bernie will become the number one candidate. You know? And we're kind of like, if she was guilty of doing that, then yes, investigate her and prosecute her accordingly.
Right, yeah. I would have said if Obama would have taken stuff, if Hillary would have taken stuff, if Bill Clinton would have taken stuff, if anyone on the left would have taken stuff, I would have been like, let's investigate them. Didn't we say the same thing when they were all like, when they came out and they were like, with the Jeff Epstein thing, and they were like, they need to investigate Bill Clinton. He was with him. I'm like, okay, I agree with you. They also need to investigate Donald Trump because Donald Trump was friends with him too. No. I mean, they just don't get it. I mean, right. I don't know if it's like
right.
they're not smart enough. I don't know, but
and it was the same thing on January 6th. They were right. It was just like, well, these people broke into the Capitol. You know, they were rioting, and the other side would be like, well, what about Portland? And I would be like, well, yes, look into Portland, and if somebody was doing something wrong, unlawfully, prosecute them. And at the same time, prosecute that motherfucker who burned down the police station, who was a Republican who was trying to make the Democrats look bad.
I know. I mean, are they going to start making excuses up for the guy who, by the way, was a 1-6er, went to the 1-6 rally and then tried to go in with his nail gun and AR-15 to the Ohio FBI building? And there was a shootout? Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh, that happened today. Some man in Ohio went and attacked the local FBI building there because of Trump saying that, I mean, you know, the only thing I can associate with this behavior with, I'm a delivery driver, okay? One of my hazards of the job is vicious dogs sometimes. Now, I hate to sit there and associate with human beings with vicious dogs, but it's almost part of me feels sorry for some of these idiots because it's almost like Trump is the vicious pit bull owner and these guys are like his little pit bulls. And guess when a dog acts up, who gets put down? The fucking dog. When it's like, well, you really should put down the owner. I mean, I hate to say it, but he's the asshole making these motherfuckers like this. This is how I look at these people, basically.
Wait, Snow.
There are people who are Trump supporters they're probably good people. They're probably nice people. There are some who are nice folks. But it's like, I don't agree with any of their views. And that way I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. Like, how can you be so stupid? But you're like, you know, there's a lot of people out there who are nice people. They're just fucking naive. I mean, but the violent
Snow, can I interject? Can I interject, though? Are you making a comment about Rufus? Because Rufus is an asshole.
Rufus? Okay, but Rufus, I actually said, like, the pit bulls that I was referring to when people take a dog who could easily become a vicious dog. And I'll probably get a bunch of emails about pit bulls. There are a lot of good pit bulls out there.
Right.
Okay? There are a lot of people who are pit bull owners who are good owners. They are good dog owners. They have good pit bulls. I deliver to a lot of people who have good pit bulls. But I've also delivered to people who have pit bulls who are not well behaved. They purposely have the dogs to be a deterrent because they don't want their trailer being broken into or the garbage that they keep on their yard being stolen. I mean, I don't know what the fucking mentality is there, but I'm like, I don't think anyone's going to steal from you. You've got nothing but trash here. I mean, I don't think that you have, like, anything that people would want. I mean, I don't see it, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know?
I mean, yeah.
There's no bad dogs. It's just bad dog owners.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm saying I kind of feel bad for some of these idiotic fucking Trump pumpers, like the dumb shit that went to 1-6. It's almost like it's his band of fucking vicious pit bulls.
No, and
also no disrespect to the rapper named Pitbull. Okay?
Yeah. And I'm trying not to diss Trump supporters, but they don't see beyond, and maybe it's because of whatever media they listen to. Because if you turned on Fox News, when this story broke about him getting raided, you know, Mar-a-Lago getting raided, I turned on Fox News because I just wanted to hear what the counterpart would be. I'm like, is this finally when they are going to break? And they're like, nope, it's the FBI. The FBI is corrupt. Now, the FBI, Christopher Wray, the FBI director, was appointed by Trump.
I know. It's like, how do they not even take that into consideration? And the only thing I can come up with is these people who are still on Team Trump. I hate to say this. Like, I don't want to say this. I don't want to think this way about my fellow Americans. But it's like, at this point, they have to just be like, no, he is our white savior. He is trying to save the white race from the minorities, and that's the way that they think of it. So they're just like, he's their grand wizard. Like, they're going to do whatever he says.
Yeah, and they don't care about anything else. And the judge that signed off on the warrant was appointed by Trump.
Yeah, another Trump. It's like, you guys, these are people who are on your side, but they're like, the law is the law. And I thought that you guys always claimed to be the party
of law and order.
Law and order, don't you? Isn't that your motto? Like, the Democrats are terrible. They want to defund the police. But now you want to defund the FBI? I don't fucking understand these idiots. I don't understand how they don't see their own hypocrisy. It is mind-blowing. It is frustrating as hell because I'm just like, dude, at least stick with one thing. You change your fucking mind on shit probably more than you change your underwear.
Okay, and
you.
And then on that note, let's go back to 2016 when Trump was running for the first time, and he said, anyone that pleads the fifth is guilty. He said that time and time again, and he went in front of a New York judge about his business dealings, and he pled the fifth.
I know. It's like you, and here's the thing, you do have the right to plead the fifth. You do. That is a right of ours as Americans, but it's like, it does also make you look guilty. I mean,
right, but if he has nothing to feel guilty about, why would you plead the fifth? Why, if the FBI...
If you want to clear your name, you would be like, I'm going to talk, like, I'm telling the truth. I'm going to get my truth out there. You would think.
Yeah, if the FBI planted evidence and you signed off, or your people signed off on, because they do this, they do this affidavit thing where this is what we're taking from your property and you have to sign off on it. If the FBI planted it, why would you sign off on this is what the FBI took? And then why would you try to block that information from getting out?
Because he doesn't want anyone to know. I think what he did in his mind, because he is a master manipulator, I will give him that. When he got when the raid happened on him, that that pissed him off. Like, as obviously it's going to piss him off, so he gets raided, but he was like, in his mind, he was probably like, ding, 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 opportunity
Yeah.
for me to suck more money out of my supporters. So I think that's why he put it out there. Because immediately his emails that he sent out was like, I'm now with this damn FBI raiding me, I'm in trouble. I'm going to need money for my legal team. You got to help me fight.
But
that was what his emails went out as. And so I bet you a lot of idiots gave money.
On that note, though, if he is such a brilliant, rich businessman, billionaire that they claim he is, why don't they question, well, how come you don't have the money to fight this?
I know. If you have, like, first off, you don't pay any taxes. Didn't we find out that you only paid like $600 in taxes 2 years in a row? Like, you don't pay taxes. You brag your ass off about how amazing of a businessman you are and how much money you have. Why can't you pay your own fucking legal fees?
Yeah. Hey, wouldn't it be funny if the informant that tipped off the informant, okay? The informant, someone in Trump's close circle that tipped off the FBI. Again, it's all Trump's people. It's all Trump's people that he appointed that were testifying on the 1-6 committee. If that informant was like Melania, how funny would that be?
Maybe it's Ivana, and that's why she died.
Ivanka.
Like, maybe they.
Ivana. Maybe. Oh my! You're on to something.
Oh, and then do you want to hear something crazy too about the whole Ivana thing? She's buried on the golf course, so he can now claim that as a cemetery or whatever and get a tax break on that.
Oh my God, dude.
Yes.
Dude, hey, we better watch our backs. That Ivana Trump was murdered because she was the FBI informant, and she was somehow mysteriously pushed down the stairs, or whatever internal injuries she had came from that.
I know. I was making jokes like whenever. It's sad that she died, but whenever she died, I was making the joke. I'm like, well, where was Trump at the time? Like, where the fuck was he? Was he around her? Is he the one? Did he maybe push her?
Did she have little tiny handprints on her back before she was pushed down the stairs?
No, so she's buried at the Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey.
Right. Which, oh my, no, we're on to something. I'm connecting the dots. I've got I'm like drawing all these diagrams. Where did that they have this controversy about the PGA Tour, and all the golfers kind of went over to the Saudi-backed golf league. Okay, like that. I forget what they call it. But Saudi Arabia is funding this golf tournament that goes around the country, and it's going against the PGA, and the PGA suspended a bunch of golfers because they're playing for this league backed by Saudi Arabians. And,
wow.
and that golf league just had a tournament at that golf course in New Jersey.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We're connecting all the dots. And so Trump sold
Send the information.
So Trump sold nuclear codes to Saudi Arabia.
Right. Saudi
Arabia funds a golf tournament at Trump's golf course, and Ivana Trump is buried at that golf course. This is all making sense. We are breaking this news on the Reality Redemption podcast.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together. And that's probably why Rick Scott's cell phone was confiscated by the FBI.
Oh my God, Becky.
Holy shit. We better watch our backs.
Did he go too?
No, I have no idea if Rick Scott went to that golf tournament or not, but...
Well, I thought you had even more info.
Well, and that's probably why Alex Jones, it was in his cell phone records, and that's probably why Tucker Carlson's been off the air all week. It's all coming together.
What are they, not that I care, but what is going on in place of Tucker not being able to do his racist rants every night? What's happening on there in place of it?
Well, they just have some other guy that is like a low-level Tucker Carlson kiss ass saying how, the government is against...
Why he needs to be out on a leave of absence?
They're not. They're just... He's on vacation.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like Tom Hartman this week. Why is it like these breaking news stories come off and all the good guys are on vacation during this?
Well, no, Tom wasn't on vacation. He had to go to his brother's funeral. Oh. So that's why I had to listen to Patriot Channel that day to hear about the hair on fire.
Although you have to admit, though, for Joe Biden, say what you will, gas prices are coming down, okay? And let me just say this about gas prices and inflation. How come gas prices have dropped $1 over the last month, but groceries are still the same?
I don't know.
I said that was going to happen, and nobody questions it. Nobody questions why.
I don't know. I don't understand that much about inflation. I mean,
it's the corporations fucking us over. The grocery prices aren't going to go down, even though the gas prices go down. That's what people need to understand. It's not just gas prices; it's corporations fucking us over. But
and they just blame the supply chain. I mean, they're just going to blame that. They're going to be like, "Well, we have to keep the prices high because of supply chain issues."
Just rant over on that. That's a podcast for another day. But gas prices are going down. Okay, gas prices are going down. Biden's Inflation Reduction Act passed. And did you see poor Bernie Sanders looking all exhausted on the Congress steps? Like he had to deal with the most bullshit he's ever had to deal with his whole life because of Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin.
Of course I did. I made a new meme.
Yeah.
I sent it to you so that you could post it because I'm not on social media.
Yeah, well, we'll have to post that on our Reality Redemption social media post.
Yeah.
And
post it on there.
Yeah, and Bernie was he was on Anderson Cooper last night, and he was just like, oh, I'm old, and I'm tired, and I needed shade, and I was wearing a mask on the floor all day, and I just need to
I
take a
know.
breath.
And like that's what remember that's what he said when he was remember when he was like in his mittens
Yeah.
and parka and he's
Yeah.
like and they were giving him shit. He's like, I'm old and I was freezing. Like poor Bernie. He doesn't realize how hilarious he is too without even trying. I mean, he's just funny. His pictures are hilarious.
And he did. He looked exhausted. It must have been exhausting. And he did say that, like, this bill didn't do enough for what he wanted for climate change.
That's why I had to
And,
make the meme have a joke about fucking mansion and cinema theft in it.
but at least it's something, it's something that got passed finally. And,
Yeah, it's something. I mean, and that's the thing with progress. I mean, progress takes
yeah, compromise.
progress. It takes steps. I mean, you don't get everything you want right away. So
Yeah, and as far as the prescription drugs that are into this, look at who didn't want to cap the prices on insulin. I'm looking at you, Ted Cruz.
I know.
Certain people don't have your best interest.
When the Democrats do campaigning and they're doing their commercials, just put out ads like that say, why doesn't the ad just say, this, whoever they're running against, whoever's running against who, this person voted against this. Like, just say it in plain English. Stop talking to because these people, like normal, everyday working folks, many of them don't have college educations. They don't want you talking to them in like a language that they don't understand. That's why they like the slogan, Make America Great Again. They understand those 4 words. Those 4 words make sense to them.
Yep.
You have to talk to them like they're children. Just say, this person voted against this. This person wants to take away your Social Security and your Medicare. Fucking say it like that. Don't beat around the bush.
Yep.
Don't try to fucking draw up this whole scenario. Tell them, this person voted no. They don't want you to have this, and this. They want rich people to not pay taxes. And they need to say it like that. Don't even say the word tax break. You need to explain it to me. They don't want rich people to pay taxes. They want you to pay more taxes. They voted against this. They don't want you to get shit for paying taxes. They don't want you to get anything.
Right.
You need to start saying it like that.
Right. Like if I'm Beto O'Rourke in Texas running for governor, I wouldn't really go on the gun issue. I would be like, make insulin cheap for once, and make that your campaign.
No, they could do make insulin cheap again. Insulin used to be the person who invented insulin wanted it to only be charged $1 because they thought you should not have to go broke to keep yourself alive.
Right, and he turned down a lot of money for the patent for that to keep it what he thought it should be.
Yeah, and then you have greedy fuckheads who are like, well, I mean, look at how greedy many of corporations here are. Look at the fucking gun lobby. They literally sell stuff that they know people are going to use to kill other people.
Yeah.
Can you imagine with the board meetings? Well, Jim, but won't this be dangerous? And then another, are you really worried about? Do you really give a fuck? We're going to make millions off their dead fucking carcasses. I bet you that's how their goddamn sick fucking board meetings go.
And
they don't care.
This wraps up full circle back to Alex Jones and Alex Jones losing that lawsuit. Right. Did you hear Beto yesterday?
The motherfucker comment?
Yeah, and somebody laughed at him for his AR-15 comment.
So he said motherfucker?
Yeah, he called him, motherfucker. You might think this is funny, but I don't.
And then he got a standing ovation because nobody else in there thought it was funny either? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. You know, you don't you don't laugh at him for saying that when he's talking about Valdi and dead kids, you know. And I guess we always have to preface this every time we do this, every time we address this issue. We're not against guns on this podcast, but know your time and place, and you do not laugh at school shootings, or you don't say school shootings are fake, made up, false news, false flags.
The question it's like, where is your decency? Like, some of these people just no decency.
Well, and
who does that? Who laughs at that?
And Alex Jones has 49.3 million reasons to not say that this was a false flag.
Mouth shut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, hey, we're brilliant, okay? Because we went full circle. We brought this all back to Alex Jones and his fuckery. And we solved the mystery of Ivana Trump was the FBI informant. That's why she was murdered. Because she was going to expose that the Saudi...
I'm not laughing at her being dead. I'm laughing at just like our ridiculousness.
Because Saudi Arabia was going to get nuclear codes during the golf tournament that was held at Bedminster a few weeks ago.
Maybe we should just...
And they buried her there. Why would they bury her there, though? I mean, why would they bury her? Why would they bury her or just make her disappear?
To get a tax break by claiming that you're a cemetery.
But that's stupid. Why wouldn't you go the Jimmy Hoffa route and just disappear and you don't know what happened?
Well, I don't think you'll get a tax break out of that, though. Republicans are all about their tax break.
Okay. So does that mean a Democrat killed Jimmy Hoffa?
Listen, they don't want to pay a fucking dime to help out any other person. They probably wish that all of us were fucking dead, including their own supporters. They don't want to have to fucking help at all. They don't want to pay into the system. They want all of us to pay. You know, they want us hardworking Americans to fucking pay our taxes. They just don't want to pay them for themselves. Okay. Because somebody's got to pay so that there's roads that we can all drive on.
No.
They're selfish. I mean, they don't want to give up a they probably want to be buried with their fucking money. If they could figure out a way, but see, then they don't trust somebody enough to, like, keep the money without stealing it before they put them in the ground, or they would be buried with their money. Huh. You know?
Yeah, can't
they're sick. I mean, what else do you say? They're sick.
Well, yeah, and that goes back to the climate change thing. You know, fuck the world. As long as I'm rich, who cares about the future?
Yeah, like, take a look at drug addicts, okay? They, like, need to get their next fix. These fucking billionaires are like a drug fix, and they need their next shot of money. Like, they need their next injection of it.
Yeah.
They can't live without it. They're fucking addicted to it.
Well, Snow, do you think we need to go into witness protection now because we broke this story?
Probably.
Yeah. It's a good thing we go by...
I'm going to have to change my name again.
It's a good thing we go by aliases.
Crazy.
Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap this up because my batteries on my recorder are dying here. Okay?
Yeah, and you probably got to go to bed soon. You're on East Coast time.
I'm East Coast time for another few days. So we might do one more of these while I'm out here in Indiana, and then we'll be back to the Reality Redemption studio. If we're still around.
If we haven't
Yeah. Yeah. If we're not in witness protection, we will see you next week. Okay?
Right.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Snow, stay on the line.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.